Our third part on 1.3 is evaluating algebraic expressions. And to evaluate means to solve. Now, what we're going to see in this section is variables. And variables are letters that are in place of numbers. They're used to represent numbers. Now, what you have when you have an algebraic expression is it's a collection of numbers, variables. It does not have an equal sign in it. So what we're going to see is things like this. It could be just subtracting, multiplying. It could have parentheses, but you're not going to see the equal sign. Now notice that up here, they tell you what the variables equal. If we didn't know these values, we would not be able to solve. Okay? So anytime that you see what x equals, you're going to plug it in to substitute it in for your x. And so when I substitute something in, I like to use parentheses so that you can see where I substituted it in. So I put in, instead of an x, I put in what x equals, and x equals 4. Instead of a y, I put what y equals, and y equals 2. Now we're going to use the order of operations to simplify and to solve. So I have multiplication and subtraction. So I'm going to have 3 times 4 is 12. Bring down my minus 2, and 12 minus 2 is 10. So that's my first answer. Over here on this second section, on B, I'm going to plug in a 4 for my x, so 4 squared, and a 2 for my y, so 2 squared. And remember, to the second power is also squared. And then I'm going to work my exponents. So remember, this means to multiply 4 times itself 2 times. And this means to multiply 2 times itself 2 times. So all I did was I just wrote it in an expanded form. You could have done this in 2 steps. But if I have 4 times 4, I have 16. If I have 2 times 2, I have 4. 16 minus 4 is 12. So this is my evaluating algebraic expressions. And again, that just means to substitute in numbers for the variables and to simplify. Now we're going to determine whether a number is a solution. Now, if it's a solution of a given equation, an equation is going to have an equal sign in it where the expression did not. Now, to determine whether something is a solution, that means that it has to be able to work when you substitute in that number into that variable. Both sides of the equal sign have to be a true statement for it to be a solution. So let's look and see if our first example is a solution. Now, I am not a fan of how this is set up, but it's set up like this in your homework. So decide whether the number is a solution of the given equation. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did over here when we evaluated given x equals 4 and y equals 2, except they're not telling us, but this 6 on the end is the same thing as x equals 6. So they're saying determine whether the number is a given solution of the given equation. So the number they're giving you is what they want you to plug in for x. Okay? So I'm going to substitute in a 6 every time I see an x. And then I'm going to simplify one side at a time. So I'm not even going to look at this right side, and I'm just going to simplify the left. So I have 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 7, and that's going to give me 19. Now over here, I have 18. Well, does 18 equal 19? No. So that means that it is not a solution of the equation. And in this section, you'll notice that these answers will either be yes or they'll be no. Okay? So the next one, again, they ask us whether 3x minus 10 equals 14 if 8 is a solution of that given equation. So that means, again, that x equals 8. So I'm going to plug in an 8 every time I see an x. And simplify. Now notice that on this right side, there's nothing to simplify. So remember, don't even look at the right side. Only look at the part you're solving first. So I have 3 times 8 is 24. Minus 10, and 24 minus 10 is 14. Well, does 14 equal 14? Yeah, it's the same thing. So this is going to be a yes. That means that 8 is a solution of the given equation. So remember, if both sides are not the same, it's a no. If they are the same, it's a yes.